Okay, so here we are. I have a new face cam for some reason. I don't know how I like it yet. But anyways, we're going to be doing some more PvP today. And today I wanted to try out a team that I've kind of been seeing other people mess around with, and I was kind of interested in myself. So yeah, instead of running the traditional sort of Melascula as the third unit sort of team, we are going to be running blue Derieri, which gives us 2 taunts. So it's very interesting on a couple of different aspects, and the main one being obviously you don't have the revive, but with this sort of setup it's a little bit more I want to say like aggressive almost. Not really, like you kind of use the same sort of tactics I guess, but you have 2 taunts instead of a revive, and blue Derieri can take off buffs and stuff like that, so she can actually help against other assault mode teams. And it's just kind of interesting. Obviously, because you don't have the revive, you don't have a little bit of survivability, so you kind of need to run CC food with this team to make sure that you're going first, or else they can just focus melee first thing and kill him. But I don't know, I think that's one of the things that the original Melascula team kind of holds over this one, is that you have a little bit more room to, like, you have a little bit more leniency with it, so you can kind of just run, like, you can run ult gauge food, or even like evasion food, which you can run evasion food with this one technically as well. I don't think that would be too much of an issue, but I don't know. We're gonna try it out and mess around with it. I've been using it for a couple of days, like a day or two now, and I like it quite a bit. So we're gonna kind of see how it goes here. I think we're gonna go for the 2-turn taunt first thing. Move a melee card. I think the best route may be Melascula, just because you can run ult gauge food, and even if they do beat your CC, you have that survivability, and you'll start with the round with 2 ult gauge, which obviously helps you get your ultimate a lot faster, which in turn helps a lot because Assault Melee's ultimate really doesn't mess around. So this is always something kind of nice. A lot of people pretty much end up using Gother's card pretty much first thing, because if they don't, you can ult rush pretty easily with the AM team. So we are going to merge. Obviously, we're going to lose 1. I think we are going to purge this. Actually, let's purge Gother. And then we're going to stun him, I think, just to make sure that we can try to ult rush next turn. But it really just depends on our card RNG here. Not terrible. So if I rush with melee, the only problem is I'm not gonna be able to get a taunt off at the same time, because this should get me 2 ultimate gauge. Then I'll have to either use 2 cards or move 2 cards. Actually, this is kind of a tough call. I'm thinking I actually go for these 2 cards. This actually might have been a misplay here, because of, like, although this is really great damage, there's a revive still in play. Okay, it did kill Gother, which is the one I wanted to kill, because he was obviously going to try to get his ult. So I guess that works out. I don't know. Obviously, we don't have a taunt on the board here, but we have a decent amount of stacks with melee. So unless he just absolutely dominates him right here, which he does not. That is the one thing that's really, really nice about melee, is once he gets a lot of stacks, he's very hard to just like one-shot. So not too worried about that play specifically. I think we just go for double AoE here, and then we'll just taunt up so he has to hit Drole with the ult. Wondering how much this does to melee. Pretty decent, not too bad. We almost killed Drole actually, which was, or not Drole, we almost killed Escanor, which is kind of surprising. So he's pretty much done here. He really can't do a whole lot because obviously he's going to hit Drole with this. I'm wondering if it even kills Drole, depending, maybe. Yeah, doesn't kill Drole, so it actually uses the death on him. And then he cannot hit melee. He's going to forfeit. If this is a real player, I honestly can't tell sometimes. Either way. So now we can basically just run rampant on him and just use all of our AoEs and we're good to go, which this is going to kill either way. But yeah, you can kind of see how the team works. Obviously, we didn't get to use the buff removal, but yeah, we'll try it in the next match. Alrighty, what do we got? So we have a Deanne and Lost Vein team. I don't think I've seen that before. He's got Gother. I highly doubt he can do enough damage first turn with melee to really hurt him at all, so we're still pretty in the clear here. He's going to try to prevent ult rush, which is not a big deal. I think, honestly, we just kind of work on, like, we'll do something like this to get a double or a round 2 buff. Actually, I think I kind of want to risk it a little bit, and we'll try to hit Gother with this Amplify card. Obviously, we don't have the most stacks on melee or anything like that, but he's going to try to rush the ult, and I'd like to try to get some damage out on the field here, because it's not like we're playing against an AM team, so we don't have to really worry about doing a whole lot. We can just kind of be as aggressive as we want. And another AoE, which is good. Huh. This may be a tough call. That's going to give him ult. Whew. This was actually a good counter team, honestly. Like, I think this was really good for him. So I think we're going to go for this. This should take off the resistance on him and then add another resistance afterwards, like after the hit goes through. So she'll get maximum damage from her. And then, yeah, not quite enough damage. We don't really have enough stacks built up, which is unfortunate because I think we're probably going to lose here. But even if I taunted, I think it was really just going to kind of prolong the match, because more than likely assault mode's dead here. So unless his melee's just weak. Yeah, okay, understandable. You know, you lose sometimes. It happens. This is actually the first time I've actually went against just a Lost Vein, pretty much like focused team, and I'm willing to bet he probably has the one Escanor in the back. So I don't know. We'll check the next one. All right, next match. We have the most annoying team in the world, the Esterosa Tarmiel team. This is a super big stall team, so I'm not expecting this to go very well. Mainly because I don't think they really do a whole lot of attacks to begin with, but it may end up working out. I really don't know, because honestly, like, counters really don't do a lot to melee in the first place. So I don't know. Plus, I mean, maybe I'm just gonna have free reign here to kind of ult rush as much as I please. We'll try and see how it goes. I'm kind of interested because I don't think I've gone up against this team in a while, since it was kind of more meta relevant whenever Tarmiel kind of started, like, first came out. There was a lot of people running him then, but I don't know. I really don't play against this team a whole lot. It's very annoying when you do play against it, though, because obviously it's very slow and just daunting. Okay, the dissolve is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I'm honestly not worried about that ultimate. I think we're just gonna buff up here. Or yeah, buff up and then get people ready for ultimates. Obviously, his Tarmiel could end up being high ultimate with this being like with Assault Meliodas' banner having, you know, the archangels on it and everything like that. I would imagine a lot more people probably have higher leveled ults on some of their archangels nowadays. But yeah, I don't know. Tarmiel just doesn't strike me as a character who hits like really hard. More often than not, anyway. So we're still good here. I think we just move more cards around. We're gonna taunt one more time, and then this should give us. Oh, I needed to use 2 cards to get both ults, but it is what it is. We're I think we're in the clear here. I think we've pretty much won this at this point. Like, we don't have a whole lot of stacks on us, but at the same time, his ult is going to give us 50% to basic stats, which is 3 buffs in itself. And he's hitting, so he's giving me more stacks. I think this is the thing that's really like interesting about the team, is that once Assault Melee gets his ult, people start to panic a lot more because they understand that there's really not a whole lot of, you know, options, and the more that they hit and they don't really have the best offense to take care of Melee, they really just can't get rid of him, and it just ends up giving him a lot more stacks at that point, and it just kind of makes it worse on them, and it's a tough team to like to go against. I do understand that. So, you know, you can't really, I mean, what are you gonna do if you're trapped in a corner? I mean, you might as well just throw some hits out and do what you can. It is what it is. More melee cards? Give me an amplify card. Ah, man. Actually, I think it would be better if I put a stack on him first. And then, just because he's not going to have immunity, I might as well petrify him, because he's annoying and I don't want to have to deal with it. But anyway, this game's pretty much over, so I guess we'll just move on. Next match. Okay. Next match, and we are going second. Okay, I'm okay with that. Obviously, this is your biggest threat. Going second against the one Escanor is probably the worst it can get, because obviously he can do a lot of damage to melee. But the best thing about it is Drole's commandment, which is in turn going to make it to where you get resistance every time he hits you. So the moves are going to do a little bit less each time. And because of the type disadvantage, man, it is what it is. Obviously, geared PvP is a completely different ball game, and I do understand that. But man, I put him in a really tough spot. I think we're just gonna go aggressive this game, because why not? We've already got 4 stacks on us, so or like 4 buffs to amplify. So instead of moving cards around, we might as well use them, because we don't really have any point in saving them at the moment. No melee cards, which is really unfortunate. We got taunts for days, but it really doesn't do us any good. Okay, preventing ult rush, but he's giving us more stacks, so it's really not the biggest deal in the world. I'm not really worried about him trying to get rid of my ult at this point. I think I'm just going to try to kill Escanor here. Yeah. Even though for this specific Derieri, you would probably want to have an HP defense set, because she's more of a tank for you more than anything. I actually am using my, well, obviously it doesn't affect me because I'm in ungeared, and this, I don't know why I'm saying this as if I'm in geared, but I use an attack defense set on her because it's what I have UR'd for my red Derieri, and it actually works out really well. Like, she ends up doing very good damage on her level 2 and 3 like single target attacks. Like, they put in some good work, and I'm very impressed with them more often than not. Okay, so he opted to go for the non ult there, which is understandable. I think he's gonna be forced to ult here to try to get rid of Droles, but I mean, he's not really forced, because even if he uses Liz's ult, depending on what level his Liz is, he might be able to get away with keeping... Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's going to keep Gother's ult in the bag, which we're going to check and see how much reflect damage this does, because I'm pretty sure Drole can eat it either way. We unfortunately don't have any buff cancels, so that'll reflect 80%, which is quite a bit, but Drole has a lot of whatchamacallit on at the moment. He has a lot of defense. I'm going to play really stupid here. If I was really smart, I would just save a lot of cards and everything like that, but I'm going to go full aggressive just to see if I can win this. Okay. So yeah, that didn't do, like, tremendous to us. Pretty good damage. I survived that. I did not survive this, I think. No, I still survived that. Huh. Okay. So I don't have a taunt on. Well, actually, yeah, I still have his taunt. But he's going to be forced to use the Gother ult here. And I think he's going to use I think he has a melee AoE. So I might end up losing... yeah, my melee here. Okay, it was a single target into another single target. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, I mean, I played it dumb. I wanted to kind of full send either way, so it is what it is. I just wanted to have a little bit more fun with it, so it's fine. Technically, I mean, I'm not in the worst position I've ever seen. It could be a lot better. Pretty decent damage. Take off the ultimate. He doesn't even have melee cards in hand, so it probably... I mean, it would have done good damage either way, but it is what it is. We've got another buff cancel and another ult removal as well. Unless he just stuns somebody. Which, I guess it doesn't really matter, because he doesn't have any... He's not going to be able to put Reflect back on. I'm kind of interested. I'm going to go ahead and say next match, because obviously we're probably going to lose this, but if I do end up pulling this out, I'll end up showing it. All right. Got another Escanor team. He is going first. He does not have Goddess Liz on the front line, so we can potentially kill him right out the gate here if he ends up giving me too many stacks. And I'm really interested to see if that is the case. I think it might be the case. Maybe not. Maybe he's rethinking it. I don't know. Obviously, by the way, I didn't win that last match. Sorry about it. It is what it is. Boom. Okay. That was a lot of damage. I lost. Okay. And that is what happens if you do not have Melascula first thing. Hey, man. Kudos to you. See? The one Escanor clapped him. We're going to do one more. We'll just do next match. I'll buy an extra ticket. Okay. What do we got? Okay, so we're actually going against another melee team. I'm really interested in this because he's running Estarossa, which is another pretty common one that I see, but we're running Derieri, so we can actually cancel buffs. Obviously, he has a stance, so it's not the craziest thing you've ever seen. But we're going to try and mess around here and see what we can pull off. So we can pretty much guarantee ourselves ult next turn because there's no way for him to get rid of my ultimate gauge. He's attacking, which is kind of weird. And he's going to AoE with melee. Okay, kind of a weird play. My ultimate move is disabled because of Drole. I forgot about that. But even then, I think we're fine. He just keeps feeding me stacks, which is very odd. Okay. And then we're gonna... I mean, even, I guess... Well, I think we'll play it safe and we'll just taunt, but this is, not the smartest play I've ever seen. I don't know what that was. This has to be a bot. There's no way he just attacked me that many times. I'm guaranteeing that was a bot. There's no way somebody has the Assault Melee team and they just played it like that, especially with him just losing melee right here and pretty much not forfeiting, because honestly, he doesn't really stand a whole lot of a chance here at this point. So, man, that's unfortunate. I really hate that that was such a crappy match. But I really don't have anything else I want to show off, and I feel like if I keep doing extra matches, it's because it's 2 a.m. where I'm at, so it's just kind of late in general. Boom. They did. Okay. So we did lose a couple. Obviously, Escanor was a perfect example of the fact that Melascula cannot save you here with this team because you have Derieri instead. The Derieri team is a little bit more interesting. I think it's a little bit more fun just because there's a little bit more risk involved and you can do a couple of more interesting plays with it. Melascula is definitely the safer play, and I think it would be the sort of standard. But I don't know, stuff like what he was using with the Estarossa team and stuff like that, we may end up sort of testing that out and everything. I kind of want to just keep meshing with different sorts of teams and seeing where I can come up with like just different strats and maybe make a list of pros and cons for each team. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying, you know, the Assault Meliodas content, because I really like the character and I really like playing with him. So I don't know. Obviously, I think this video is coming out after the news and like the news and stuff like that for this next update. So I don't know what it was on yet, of course, but yeah, this is just, I don't know, whatever. I don't know why I even said that. So thanks for watching. See you later. Okay, bye.